Hey everybody, how are you? Um, this is sort of spontaneous, as in not really sure where it's going to go, but I wanted to say welcome to everybody. Usually I do these weekly lives um, in our Mondays are for Marketing Facebook group, and they're usually on Mondays, not Tuesdays. Um, but I had some stuff I really wanted to share with the broader audience. And there's lots of thoughts kind of swirling around in my head as to why I want to bring this to the larger audience and how much I want to share. And as I was driving home from a meeting with a client that just ended, I was thinking, okay, my whole thing is helping businesses and entrepreneurs be transparent and tell their stories. So who would I be if I wasn't totally transparent, right? So I put my phone on silence because it's been ringing off the hook today. I'm getting comfortable because I'm going to kind of share with you sort of, what I prefaced this Facebook Live with is that I have a lot to be grateful for and want to pay it forward. So let's just cut to the chase, right? So not everybody knows that I had surgery, unless, of course, you read the blog post where I talked about having a hysterectomy this summer. I had surgery back in July, and surgery went well. It was great. It was laparoscopic. We know family, friends, everybody was super supportive, and I am eternally grateful for that. As a result, the doctors found some cells in my uterus when they removed it that were not good cells. And so that news came as a shock. It's a very rare form of sarcoma, but the good news is that they got it all. So yay. And they did a scan after the fact, and there's nothing that concerns them at the moment. So the utmost gratitude, obviously, and thanks to everybody watching out, God, Spirit, Universe, everyone. And I can't even put into words, obviously, how grateful and how just I feel. That said, there's a lot that needs to be done preventatively to prevent these creepy cells from coming back. So ongoing care and prevention and one more surgery in a couple of weeks. Luckily short, we're talking 7 to 10 day recovery. Great. Awesome. So to make a long rambling story sort of concise, I'm extremely grateful. I have a ton to be grateful for this summer. Amazing clients who were sort of patient with the ebbs and flows and very understanding. I'm grateful that I've been working most of the whole time. I took a couple of weeks to sort of chill, but I have been able to continue right through with what I'm doing and not really miss a beat, which has been good. I'm just grateful for the friends and my family for being there, for my special human, my superhuman person, for taking care of me and just sort of being thrown into the mix and carrying my, God, it must be like an 80-pound work bag around and driving me to workshops and all that good stuff. Just eternally grateful for all the wonderful people in my life. And so this sort of got me to thinking, I really want to pay some of this stuff forward. And you kind of rack your brain, you do your normal things and you volunteer and you contribute and you participate in your community like you normally do. But whenever something like this happens, it makes you realize how precious time is in so many different ways and aspects of your life. And so for me, time is extremely valuable, right? I have two precious daughters that I love and wish I could spend every waking moment with them and with clients and with fun and, all of this stuff, right? So time is precious to all of us and time is fleeting. And so I spend a lot of time working with clients, especially doing one-on-one work, and a lot of time strategizing and building plans and helping folks who were newish in their business get it to the next level. So fast forward through all of my thought process here. I sent an email to my VIPs last week. So those people who are on my mailing list who get to receive my ramblings in their inboxes, of which, some, if not most of you are on. But this email talked about how we're all hoping to get there, right? Going to the next place. What is that next place? Where is there? Do I even know where there is? And I talked a little bit about how, especially when I first started Lila Blue, you get caught up in getting there, right? With that point where everything is smooth and business is awesome and clients are flocking to you. And, it's this magical place that we all envision when we start our businesses. And you talked a little bit about, sort of how I got to where I am. But that how everything is awesome. And then you sort of eventually hit this place of overwhelm. It can happen at 6 months, it can happen at 12 months, it can happen at 2 years. But it's that point where you're so busy doing the work and the day-to-day, right? Doing the work of your business that you're not sure how you're working on the business, right? Where are the clients coming from? What's your pipeline like? Are you doing any marketing? Or is it just word of mouth? Which, by the way, is very valuable marketing. Let's not downplay that at all. That's how I know I and many people that I work with started and sustained and grew their businesses. But it comes to this point where you start doubting what you're doing because there's just so much. You know that there's so much out there. There's so much marketing you could be doing. There's so much on that to-do list, and there's just not enough time if you want to sleep and eat and see your families. So you get to this point where you're like, wow, how do I do this? What's next, right? So you could do without all of it, right? And I went on in the email to talk about, you could do without the doubt and the sort of the feeling like you're talking to the wall, and inconsistent revenue being one of the biggest things, right? The biggest fears of an entrepreneur is, oh God, is this money going to come in again next month, right? How have I set this up? Have I done it the right way? Do I have a pipeline? Do I have people who are out there and engaged? So when you get to that point and it feels insurmountable, the first step is to really get a plan in place. And because you're so busy doing the work and you're totally overwhelmed, you're like, I don't even know who would, what or who or when or how or why. And so in the email, I say I've been there, which I have. I was there years ago when I first started, and I got to probably month 5 or 6 and was like, whew, I got to get somebody on board just to talk this stuff through and prioritize what I know needs to be done. Because even though this is what I do, I'm too busy doing to do for myself. And so it took me saying yes to the support of an incredible coach and a mentor to help me get my own plans in place. Crazy, right? Right there under my nose every day, doing it for everyone else. But sometimes it takes that sort of like push to do it for your own business. I get it. And so what I learned from saying yes to that was that now is the time. When you feel that, when you start to get in that, ugh, did I do the right thing? Like I'm succeeding, I'm the revenue's coming in, I have wonderful clients, I'm doing the work, but oh my God, that's the time that you need that support to take it to the next level and to get rid of that feeling of overwhelm as fast as you possibly can. And those are the moments where the next level is right there waiting. Those clients are there waiting. They're coming to you, right? There's so much goodness when it gets to that point. So how does my surgery and my crazy summer and why I'm so grateful and thankful and overwhelmed, how does it all sort of come together? When I got the good news that things were clear and we were just going to take the next steps and just keep going one step at a time and get me back to healthy and more active and where I like to be, I was like, okay, you know what? Part of this is giving to other people who have been in my entrepreneurial shoes, right? Who are starting out. They're, excuse me, a year or so, give or take, into their businesses, or they're at the very beginning and they're looking to move it forward, right? One thing I have to give is time and by sort of maximizing my time and being really efficient over the course of these past, 6 to 8 weeks. The one thing I realized that I want to do is I want to take away that overwhelm for other people. And what's the quickest way that I can do that? Let's just have a conversation. So I cleared for the next couple of weeks as the kids are getting back to school, cleared my calendar and opened up 7 20-minute slots to just have conversations, right? So finding those entrepreneurs who are feeling super stressed out, overwhelmed. We're coming into the last quarter of the year. We want to make some progress, right? We all do, myself included. And we want to see some results over the last quarter of the year. I can't even believe, first of all, that we're going into the last quarter of the year. Neither here nor there. But what I want to do is offer up these slots, these 20-minute blocks of time. If you want to have that conversation, if you're curious to see, do you know where you are in your business? Are you feeling ready to take that next step? Let's do it. Let's get better acquainted. You know me through videos, and you know me through Facebook posts and blog posts. You may know me from hanging out. But let's talk about where you're at with your business, where your plans are. Do you have plans in place? And what it's going to take to get to that next spot, whether it's in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, to get you that growth that will get you out of that place of yucky overwhelm and stress, which is not the reason you started your own business, but to get you feeling really good about it and feeling grateful that you decided to start your business. So that's pretty much it. I've got these 7 slots. And, first it went to my VIP group, but I really just want to open it up to everybody. Like I said, I'm feeling super grateful for everything I've been through this summer and where I'm at now. And this was kind of the quickest way I thought to give back and to really help people who are feeling overwhelmed and stressed out kind of get a plan in place. So you got nothing to lose. I'm not very salesy. So 20 minutes of conversation. Let's talk about where you're at in your business, where you want to be in your business. And let's just brainstorm a couple of ways to get to that next spot. Give you a little bit of relief, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of direction. And let's see, maybe there's a way that I can help. Maybe there's somebody else I know that can help. But I know that sometimes just having that conversation and getting through that overwhelm and that stress can be just the greatest thing that hit your calendar that week. So if you're curious, if you want to have this conversation, again, no strings attached, let's get you past that overwhelm. Write a comment, send me a message over Facebook, shoot me an email at maura@lilablue.com. And we'll set up a time. I've got a couple of questions for you to fill out. I'll stick a link, actually. If you want to make it really easy, I'll stick a link in the comments to this video when it posts, and you can just go there and it'll send me a note and we'll take it from there. So thank you guys for listening to the ramblings. I hope that you all are experiencing some gratitude and some thankfulness this summer as well. Hopefully all good stuff. And we'd love to hear, what you're up to, where you're at in your business, and what you think is going to take you to the next level. All right. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you here soon. Take care.